You said you are not aware of that. I will say to you one historical error, and it's actually it's something which is significant. Now the Bible addresses the king at the time of Joseph was Pharaoh, yeah, and as well the Bible address Joseph was Pharaoh, and as well the Bible addresses the king. Yeah, here you go. Here you go.
I'll just get
Yeah.
one of each.
Yeah. As well, the Bible addresses the king at the time of Moses is Pharaoh. So Pharaoh at the time of Joseph, Pharaoh at the time of Moses, Pharaoh there, Pharaoh here, Pharaoh everywhere. Yeah, that's how it is. The problem is, yeah, history now condemn this. Why? Now after the discovery of Rosetta Stone, and there is nearly, I don't know how many years, around 600 or 700 years, something like that, between Joseph and Moses. During the time of Joseph, Hyksos, who used to be a Mediterranean reign, who literally took over Egypt, and they became kings of Egypt for around 6 or 7 centuries. During their time, they used to call their kings, not pharaohs. Yeah, like for example, why we go far, the same country that we are living in, here, king of this country ruled Egypt at certain time. Yeah, they took over, they colonized Egypt. They never called them as pharaohs of Egypt, never did that. Nowadays there is a president in Egypt. His name is, he is a president, his title is not pharaoh. So here in the Bible, they address.
Other historians think about.
So, since you are a history believer, the historian says that's a massive error in the Bible, talking about the king at the time of Joseph, who was a Hyksos leader, he was a king, never used the title Pharaoh there, and then in the Bible they say Pharaoh. Who said this? Why don't you call him Caesar? You will say it's an error. Some people they say those are synonyms. Those are, they're similar. King and Pharaoh is the same. Why didn't you call him Caesar then? Yeah. Why did you say the Caesar of Egypt?
Because they called him Pharaoh.
No, history again.
History says they called him Pharaoh.
No, history says called king. During the time of Joseph. History says, of course, you will disagree with the existence of God. That's fine. I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about, according to the history, it's an error to say the king at the time of Joseph to be called Pharaoh.
According to your history.
No, according to an English historian who dismantled the Rosetta Stone, and then they found out all what is written on the monument, the pyramids, and the scrolls they discovered at the time of Joseph. Hyksos ruled, and Hyksos never used the title Pharaoh. Do you understand? Do you understand? Good. So, why, for example, Romans ruled Egypt. Yeah, they never used the title Pharaoh. They kept their title Caesars. Yeah, they called themselves king or Caesars, even though they ruled Egypt. So they didn't change the title. The point is, when you are using the title Pharaoh to someone never used it, this is error, and this is deception, basically.
Yeah, well, that's just your historian.
No, I'm talking about history because we are dealing with facts.
They're recording you.
They're recording. You are recorded. You are live. Okay. Now, since we demonstrated,
This is one viewpoint from your.
so we demonstrated. No. I'm talking about history. History. Okay.
No, your history.
No, not my history. English history. The one who wrote this is not me. Is English gentleman who wrote about the history of Egypt. And after dismantling the language, the hieroglyphic language, they discovered the Hyksos who ruled during that time. They never used the title Pharaoh. So basically, the Christianity flops with this. So, how are you? You okay, sir? Where are you from?
Portugal.
Portugal.
Yes.
Okay. So, do you believe in God, sir?
I'm more of an atheist.
More of an atheist.
Yeah.
So, and as an atheist, do you believe, for example, do you know how we came into existence as a human being? How we?
We don't know how we came into existence. Science is still trying to figure that one out.
Okay, our own analogy, using our own analogy, if we wanted to know about the existence of the universe, now either this universe was there always. Respectful lady, we have done with you. So we have done. We have done.
What you are telling people.
Okay. Yeah, well,
I'm very
definitely not the Bible.
that you are asking them to read
Definitely not the Bible.
Because
That's
I
why
believe
Christianity is dying, because this is the problem. Because it doesn't answer logical answers. It just answer, do you have to believe? They will tell you. Did they tell you in the chat? You have to believe, then you understand. They used to tell you this, yeah?
Yeah.
In Islam, you have to understand, then believe. You see how it is? Big difference, big shift, yeah? Doesn't make sense. So here for us as Muslims, yeah, God told us to use our brain, our intellect, to understand our existence. Now, firstly, this universe came into existence. Either this universe created itself by itself, yes? Or the universe was there always for infinity. Or the universe was created by a creator. Do you have any other option?
I have all of those three, and basically not knowing. I have all those three in the same level.
No, I will tell you something. No, because I will tell you something. For example, if I found this book here, and I will say to you, I found this book here.
Yes.
And then the first thing come to my mind, I will not think, okay, the particles and the things, they get under certain pressure, and they formulated this book.
Yes, someone put that book over.
Yeah,
Someone
you
put that
will
book.
say someone put that book. Yeah, yeah. So, lady, I need to talk. Please. You are covering the camera, lady. Excuse me. After I finish with him, I will come back. You are blocking the camera. Can you go back to your place, please? No, you are blocking the camera behind you. Look behind you. There is a camera behind
Just move one step to the side, please.
Try to understand. Why don't you be respectful? We're respecting you. Can you please be respectful? I'll move from the camera. No, you could jump on the table. This is not right. This is not a respectful way. This is not a respectful behavior. Do you understand? Behave in a good way. I respect you, and I dealt with you in a respectful manner.
Which is why you are telling us so many lies.
Okay, I suppose
on.
if I lie or I didn't lie.
Yes, carry on.
Yeah. So, can you come closer to us here? Because sometimes some people are disrespectful. So anyway.
I know.
So you see,
So
the
I
first thing.
I get that logic.
So you found
Someone put the
someone
book
has
there.
to be. It has to be this, yeah. That's why, with your analogy, you decided that someone has put it
I
there.
have-
Yeah.
I
With
have-
your own analogy.
Yeah.
Why? Because nothing come into existence without nothing.
Even the creator.
Once I will come to the creator. I will discuss it, by the way. I don't mind, we'll discuss it. But let's talk about this. So since this universe is impossible to be there for infinity, yeah, because infinity is a hypothesis, it's not a number, it's not a figure, it is a number. I'm a mathematician, by the way. It's an assumption which about assuming something so big, because infinity plus 1 is infinity. Infinity minus 100 is infinity. So you're talking about the same thing. So that's why it's hypothesis, it doesn't exist. Or this universe created itself by itself, which means it has to pre-exist before existence. It has to be there to create itself. So that's another impossible. So we'll end up with was created by a creator. Yeah? Are you following me now?
I'm following you.
Now-
I'm still trying to figure out who
how-
created the creator.
Good. That's fine. Now here, you see here, if we say to you who created the creator, and then I will say to you who created the creator of the creator. And then I'll say who created the creator of the creator of the creator. And so on and so forth.
And you'll go on
I'll
to infinity.
Until infinity, and again going back to the same point, is impossible for this to happen. Because, for example, if there is a hierarchy, because there is a creator and there is a creator of the creator, it goes like this. That means if the one who wanted to decide to create this universe has to take the permission of the creator above him, and then all the way up, then with infinite number is impossible to happen. Yeah? So that's why there have to be a starting point. Now, and as well, this universe, since within this universe is finite, so that's why beyond this universe, the creator basically was there always. He is the creator of everything. He is what Aristotle
So
said
there is
about him.
infinity.
1 second. No, I'm not saying infinity. I'm saying beyond this universe, this creator, yeah, is basically is the unmoved mover, the one who moves everything into existence, and nothing moves it. That is the creator we're talking about.
And why does that have to be an intelligent design and not nature itself?
Okay. Now let's talk about this. Why it has to be intelligent, and for example, all of these things actually, even it was discussed by the scientists, yeah, that us, it's you see, what are the odds, yeah, of us to be in that distance between us and the sun? That odds, how it came this? Because we know, according to the Big Bang is chaos, and from this chaos, how this, you could say, fixed form with precise the numbers that came into existence and made all these things to happen. Adding to this, like for example, they say, for example, about us, for example, as a human being, our eyes are here. Our eyes, for example, not like, for example, on the side. That it can be, and actually, if you think about it, if we have eyes all around, our brain, that's better for us. We can see, we can have more vision. But here, you see the way that we are designed, etc. All of these things was designed by a creator, and this creator
Not
is
necessarily. My issue with that is all of the mistakes, all of the errors that still exist within our existence on how we came to be.
okay. What's the mistakes that you're talking about? Which mistakes?
Simple things as disease.
There's not a mistake. Who told you the mistake?
Simple things as
Can't you like your things? Okay, that's fine.
if I believe if
Disease is not a
either
mistake.
there is a loving God, a loving creator, or there is a sadistic creator. Because a loving creator wouldn't need to create suffering.
Okay, so now you're going back to...
Not only for us, but for all living things.
Okay, good. You see here, eventually we exist here in this universe, yeah, on this world, yeah?
Yes.
And so we have a time limit, yeah, to
We
live
do.
and to die.
Yes.
Yeah. So that time limit, it will be caused by different factors. Yeah. Now you're saying here the suffering, etc. Actually, we receive it as Muslims from different perspectives. We see this suffering is a test for us. It is something that God will elevate our ranks and will alleviate our sins, and as well God will pardon us, will forgive us.
I understand
with
that.
these things.
I understand
so
that.
for us, we receive it.
I understand that for an adult. I don't understand that for a baby, for instance.
Okay, good. Now, even for the babies here, now I will tell you something, yeah?
I don't understand that for a cat.
For a
for
cat.
instance.
Again, all of these things, it happens. It doesn't mean there will be no suffering. But the key thing that we believe God is just unfair. So this baby, whatever suffer that they go to, that this baby is in a better place than the place that it is now. Rather than what they said they think. Now,
So why come to this place to suffer and then go to a better place? Why don't go directly to the better place?
good. Now, again, you see here, when we are surrounded with all of these things, how we can appreciate the good things, the good health, without
We can.
understanding.
The tiny baby that
Even the
died
tiny
at
baby.
birth did not
No, I will tell
appreciate
you something.
anything.
No, actually, not appreciate. You will be appreciating that you survived. You didn't die as a baby.
Yes.
You appreciated this.
I appreciated
Yeah,
this.
I understand. If this,
the mother's baby didn't.
no, she did. She
No,
did.
she didn't
look
appreciate.
Look at the
she,
women.
She was gladly.
Look
she
at
was
the
gladly
women.
die instead of her baby.
Look at the women of Gaza. Yeah, the ladies in Gaza.
Yes.
They will go. They collect the pieces of their babies.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they were gladly trade places with
Yeah, and then what they will say? They will say, Alhamdulillah, praise be to God. Because they knew that they are in a better place. Now here, this suffering, we need to understand that it doesn't mean the suffering exists in this universe. Not necessarily everything in this universe is what God loves. Everything that happens in this world, God wills things to happen here in order for us to know that this is not the eternal life. This is not the life that we wanted to stay in. This is not the life that we prefer to continue in. This is the life, it just only, since it is short, And as well, the death is written to anyone. Not necessarily why the death has to be written on someone who's certain age, not someone who is a lesser age. And this doesn't exist. And that's why when we say about our own justice, our own hypothesis of justice, we cannot be just. And I will give you one example. For example, according to you, you don't believe there should be capital punishment, yes?
I don't believe that should be capital punishment. No, I'm not that radical.
Okay. So you believe there should be punishment, but there is no capital punishment.
Could be capital. No, I don't believe that should be capital punishment for one simple reason. For some people, it's too quick.
Okay, fine. You want something longer?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, sir. You see here, our point is...
Baby killer, rapist should not die immediately.
Okay, my point is, what made you to decide this? Based on what?
What made my life experience?
Your life experience made you to decide. Someone else have his life experience different. Someone else has his life different. So how we can have an objective morality? How we can have an objective justice?
We cannot have an objective justice. We have all of our everything is subjective to our experience.
Yeah, that's why
to the places
our point
where
is
we were born, to the places we live, to the people we've encountered in our lives, everything.
Yeah. Our point is, we born inclined to believe there is objective justice. We born with this. We born that this. All of us, when we see something horrible, for example, if according to and from atheist perspective, actually a rapist, who's raping women, for example, doing all of these things, he has a better chance of survival than the one who's not a rapist, according to your own analogy of atheism.
A better chance? No, I don't follow.
Why is that? Because here you brought morality to atheism.
You don't need religion to be a moral person, to be a good person.
My point is, then we came. You said here, since there is suffering, etc. Since that means there is no God. That means as well, even us, we are here as an act of surviving. Yes.
We are here as an act of surviving. We are here as an act of living.
Living, which to survive, which means
that too.
Yeah, so survive. That include as well having children, have offspring, etc. So if you see in the animal, lives, yeah. For example, those lions who literally rape other, whatever they do with other lions, they do all of these things. They kill babies as well in order for his offspring to continue. All of these things. This is an act of survival. And actually, for you, that makes sense with the animal. Why does it make sense for a human being? Based on what? Because you brought the same judgment for the cats. You said, why the cat has to suffer, why the baby has to suffer. Exactly. I will say to you, why, according from your own atheist perspective, is the lion doing something wrong by killing the cubs and raping the other lionesses?
That's exactly my point.
So is it doing something good or wrong?
They don't know if they're doing something good or not. We do.
Based on what?
Based on intelligence.
You're intelligent. So you have a different intelligence than them.
Of course we do.
And that's why you have a morality different than them.
Exactly.
Where this came from?
That's why we have.
Where this came from? If it's about survival, we shouldn't have this.
No, it's.
Do you understand my point?
I understand your point. That's exactly.
If about survival.
What I tell you is, humans are basically an evolution error, because lions.
That's what you're saying.
I'll give you this. Lions have claws. Elephants to help them survive. Birds have wings. We were a bunch of monkeys who developed, in which evolution developed our brains. That was a mistake, because now
you're saying actually you're the first atheist who says that our development is a mistake. Actually, I will say to you something. You see here, actually, according to evolution,
a mistake to nature, a mistake to.
No. Actually, they say the other way around, because they said actually is part of our survival skill is developing our own intellect. That's what they say, which I disagree with that.
No, it is. But it was
so
just
that survival skill.
It was a nature. Nature.
Okay, even if it was a nature, as you mentioned, still this doesn't make sense, because if it's about survival, actually, as you mentioned, monkeys who for example kill babies. They do this, by the way.
No, it's
They
good
do
for us.
this.
It's good for us. It's bad for nature's equilibrium.
Which one?
The whole of nature. The,
You see
the
here,
equilibrium of,
that's why you will
of
have.
living species.
You see here, that's why you have two standards to do different things.
No.
So if you should be consistent with the standards. Either it's about, you said just a minute ago, you said actually, a rapist must suffer because they do this. And actually, if you think from earthly perspective, that he has a better chance of surviving. So he's doing what his nature is telling him to do. So that's why you don't have.
A pedophile is telling him to do what nature tells him to do.
My point. Yeah, that's my point. The same thing. Even nowadays.
That doesn't make it right because we have a high.
Who decides?
Who decides?
Who decides? Who decides right and wrong?
Who decides right and wrong?
Who decides?
One very simple thing.
Who decides? Who decides? You're saying something.
Yeah.
Someone else says something. Nowadays, for example, people believe, for example, gender identity. This is the decision of the community. So someone will say to you, someone who's a man or born as a man will say to you, I identify myself as a woman.
That's your problem.
Yeah. Okay. My point is,
as long as you don't do bad things to me or bad things to other
that's
people.
not my point. My point is, who decides the morality? Who decides?
That doesn't have to do with morality.
No, it has to do.
Morality is about.
No, I'm talking about generally.
It's about not doing bad things to other people.
What define bad?
Having sex with children.
Look at this guy.
What defines bad? Bad basically.
Who decides bad?
Who decides bad? Each one of us decides what's bad. But,
so we are now 8
but-
billion. 1 second. We are now 8 or 9 billion human beings on Earth.
Yes.
Which means we have 8 billion definition of bad.
We have 8 million definition of
Billion.
bad. Billion definition of bad.
But who decides then? Why I need to accept one bad?
One simple thing, one simple act. Do not make other people suffer.
But again, this you say bad, yes?
Making others suffer.
Okay,
yes,
good.
it
This is bad, yeah?
Yes.
Apply this to a lion who killed cubs and fight other lion, try to kill that lion, and then go and rape the other lionesses. This is not bad.
The problem is
Meaning someone who's doing this act will say this is not bad. Who decides what's bad?
the difference is the lions don't have the brain power.
No, they have. They don't have. I will tell you. I will tell you something. If someone have the mentality to be malicious, to kill, and and to do things, think about it. To kill the cubs in order for his offspring to continue. This is a pre-plan. It's not something which you say, oh, it doesn't have it has the brain to decide this, to do this. Yeah? And actually, they found some lionesses who found, after they found the tigers or lionesses who killed a mother of a monkey, and then they found the baby. So that, I don't know, for some reason she felt sympathy towards the baby and towards that child. And then she was kind of being good to that child or that baby. Whatever.
Yes.
So
nurturing.
So the
there
point
are cases
is,
of
the cases
of mothers nurturing other species.
You see here, the point is, so it has the decision to kill and it has the decision not to kill. It has to take care. It has the decision to be so malicious and to kill the babies of the other lion. So and as well, even amongst monkeys, amongst chimpanzees, they say the closest to us, as they say, they do the same thing. They attack. They have tribes. They attack. They eat the flesh of the others, etc. And then they have no problem with this. There will be a dominant male. They will come and kill the other male in order for them to survive. And as they will do certain things. You see here, who decides morality? Who decides? You see here, I am saying to you, and I'm suggesting to you, the one who decides morality is the Creator. The one who tells us what is right, what is wrong. Because us as a human being, we're still incapable to decide morality. And I will give you one example. In Norway, not long time ago, a man came and shot 80 people on the street. Do you know that story? So he shot 80 people. Yeah? So according to the court system, that they have to jail him according to the crime. So they didn't find any jail fit to him, so they had to hire a special place for him, a mansion, because they have to provide for him, that scumbag, they have to provide for him gym, they have to provide for him a place, they have to provide for the guard. So he is guarded in a mansion, yeah? He has his gym, and they will stay there for 15 years or whatever. That's that's how it is. Which means he will train. He's now halfway there, so he will train, and then after he will come stronger than he was. Yeah. He have internet access 24/7. Has TV. He has his own cinema. He has all of these things. And I heard, I don't know if that's true. I heard that he was entitled, according to the jail system, etc. He's entitled, if he doesn't have a wife, he's entitled to call for escorts to come to him to the jail twice a week or something like that. Yeah? Who's paying this? Who's paying this? The taxpayer.
Of course.
The same loved ones of the victims, meaning the parents of those ones who they lost their children, their husbands, their daughters, their brothers, the same ones who pay to the tax. That tax is used to feed this scumbag and to look after him in the jail. Actually, adding to this, he sued actually the jail because they served him cold coffee. You heard that, yeah?
No.
He sued. Listen, one day they served him cold coffee. He sued the jail, sued them, took them to court. And what happened? He won the case. They compensated him with 12,000 euros for cold coffee. You laugh, yeah? Where is the justice?
No, there is no justice. But I'm not.
There is. No, I will tell you something. We are born inclined to believe in justice. We are born knowing there is justice. And if this justice is not happening here, it must be somewhere, because since we are created by the Creator, so that Creator will implement the justice on us, either in this life or in the hereafter. That's what we do as Muslims.
Which brings me back to why implement justice in the afterlife and not implement justice on this life.
Here, that's why in order for us to have the choice to do the right thing, and since we cannot appreciate.
So do you believe that there
will
is
not have? We believe in the afterlife.
Whoever has a plan
Yes,
for everyone.
of course. Sorry. Yes. Yeah.
So,
sorry.
How
He has a plan.
How can there be a plan and people having free will?
That's the point. Is
that doesn't make
actually
sense.
the plan. I will tell you something. If God knows everything, God knows our decision. God knows we are living in this free will. It doesn't mean this will that we decide is not absent from the knowledge of God, because God knows everything according to what we believe. Adding to this, we will have a free will to decide what to do.
So God already knows what's going to happen.
Exactly. Yes.
So what's the point of free will?
The point of the free will us to decide. Allah says in the Quran, "Inna hadaynahu
No,
sabila
we won't decide if if the plan is already
That's
done.
my point. Our point is here. You see, when someone is stealing a car or doing something, so why do you steal this car? They will say, "Oh, God decided for me to do that." No, we don't say that. We say God showed us the guidance, give us this inclination to submit to His will, give us the inclination to believe in justice, not to harm others, not to love for others.
But God already knew that He was going to choose that.
Knew, but if He stops you, you will have no free will.
But He knew He was going to do
Yes,
that.
if He stops you, you will have no free will.
But there's no point. In that.
If God stops every single evil act from us, then we'll have no free will. That's my point.
Yes.
That's it.
But if He knows you're going to do that, if He already knows you're going to do that,
I will tell you something.
way before He created you, then what's the point?
Okay, that's the point.
Creating
Is
someone who's going to do that.
All of us, again, all of us. That's why without evil we cannot appreciate the good. The evil exists in God's kingdom, exists in this universe, and is part of the existence now. And God allowed it to happen, as well. Allowed it to happen, and He knows that it will happen. But that's why, in order for us to choose, that's why if you didn't see someone stealing and you didn't know the harm of the stealing, you will not say.
No, but you're not going to choose because that act was already going to happen even before you were born.
My point is, if you are born with all of the things that you do only the right things, do only the good things, you have no inclination to do something wrong.
No, but God creates everything. If God creates everything and everyone,
Again.
He created one person that knows he's
No,
going
no,
to
no,
choose
no,
good,
no, no.
and he created another person that
Listen,
knows he's going to
every
choose
single
he's gonna
person,
choose evil.
every single person of us, we have a side that may incline to evil, and we have a side that may incline to do good.
But God already knows which side that's going to go.
Yeah, he knows. Now here, it's your choice.
No, it's not my choice because everything that's
Listen,
happening to
we're
me,
going in circles. Do you understand
course.
what I'm saying? Again,
everything that happened to me,